everyone, and welcome to Refill with Preach Sista. I'm your host, Michelle Lloyd-Page. And as you know, twice a month, we invite someone into our studio to have some replenishing conversations. And you're probably saying, Michelle, where are you? Well, let me bring myself into the studio. Sometimes I forget. But in this space, what we try to do, we focus on soul care as a way to refill ourselves with joy, hope, peace, and all those good things that promote wellness and wholeness and well-being. Our conversations are centered around the practices of living joyfully, centering routinely, hydrating fully, eating mindfully, exercising consistently, resting frequently, and connecting intentionally. We have these conversations so that we can refill to the point of overflowing so that we can pour into others and still have enough light and energy for ourselves and to be our best selves. And so that we can accomplish, all those things that we've set our hearts and minds to do. So if your spiritual, emotional, or light or energy tanks are running a little less than full and you need a refill, you're in the right place to refill with Preach Sista. I'm so glad that you're here with us today. I'm super excited to welcome our guest with us. Our guest today, drum roll, is one of my favorite people, my daughter in love, or we could just call her my other daughter, Ms. Angie Sample-Paige. I can say all of that. I'm so glad to have her with us today. So let's bring her on into the studio. And so welcome to this space. I'm so glad that you said yes to be
Good morning.
here with us today.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, I was a little nervous to ask you because it's like, she's not going to want to be on the show with me. So I'm glad that you said yes to be here. So I know you a little bit, but I wonder if you wouldn't mind just saying a little bit about yourself and maybe telling us something that people might be surprised to know.
Okay. Well, my name is Angie. I am a sister to 8 siblings. I am a dental hygienist, a wife, a mother, an aunt to many nieces and nephews. And let's see, something interesting about myself at this time.
Besides 8 siblings?
Besides 8 siblings, traveling the world because my parents were in the Coast Guard, so we moved frequently. So we lived a lot of places, which I think at the time I didn't really enjoy, but now I'm very grateful for that time. Something interesting about me too is right at this moment, I am practicing learning Spanish, and I'm using 2 apps to learn Spanish. And one is Duolingo, which is a nice little fun app that you can earn badges and points and all this cool stuff on. And also I listen to audio tapes on Pimsleur audio tapes on Audible. And that's an awesome program, and I've learned a lot. And I've also learned a lot just with working with my coworkers, who a lot of them are bilingual and speak Spanish. So I picked up a lot.
So cool. And it's nice to have people who speak Spanish as their mother tongue around you, so that you can actually hear what it sounds like. Because those Duolingos and the apps, they have people who are speaking, but it's nothing like having a real live person in front of you.
That live interaction. And I have a couple coworkers that I work with too, that even when working with some of the patients that we see, I have one named Lisa, and she won't help me sometimes. She'll make me interact with someone by myself and say, well, I'm not helping you today, so you have to go and say it and do all this. So I'm like, so it really challenges me what I learn. And I'll say the wrong thing sometimes. But I pick it up pretty well. So it's helpful. Very helpful.
Oh, wow. So, what is something that inspires you or helps you to feel like you're your best self?
Something that inspires me or helps me feel like I'm my best self.
Or feels, and what makes you feel inspired or like you're your best self?
Cheesy, but honestly, waking up to a nice sunny day, listening to good music, eating a good meal, being around family. Um, I like to work out. I work out pretty much 4 to 5 days a week, and that's a constant unless I'm hurt, unless I'm injured, unless my body tells me like you just can't do anything. So that's
Wow.
something that inspires me to, feel my best, feel stronger, and be able to move my body like I want to be able to move to play with my daughter.
Yeah. Well,
So
you're in California, so you have sunlight.
yeah, we have sun. We have rain too, but it's majority sun, so it's beautiful, wonderful days.
Oh, wow. Well, you do a lot, right? You talked about taking care of yourself physically by working out often. You're a dental hygienist. Um,
Hmm.
and I think I will now think of you as a dental goddess because
Ooh.
that's what a dental hygienist does. And you are a wife and a mother and a sibling and aunt and whew, all of these things and a daughter, and we cannot forget that because I know you have a great relationships with your parents as well.
They're my
But
best friends. Some
and
of
that yeah, and that is so cool because not everyone is able to say that they're best friends or they're really good friends with with their parents, especially as we get older, that sometimes you're seeing life a little bit different. So it is so cool that you're able to have that kind of relationship.
them.
So as you have this job as a dental hygienist and you're all these doing all these amazing things and trying to take care of yourself, are there any what are those things that you love about your work, and then what are some things that might be challenging with your work or challenging to keep all of these things in balance?
Hmm. I would say some things I love about my work is coming across a lot of different people from different walks of life, whether they be young, old. I see people from different countries all the time. We see people from different areas, different religious backgrounds, different beliefs. And kind of in that chair, even though I'm there to like treat them and help them with their dental needs, it's it's like a therapy session.
Hmm.
So a lot of them will come in and we got to kind of get over that initial hump with some people if they're a little apprehensive to dental treatment, if they're nervous about it, if they had bad experiences in the past. So I have to kind of talk to them and alleviate these fears. And then once they start to open up, I get to learn more about this person. I get to really connect with this person. I can learn more about their life. I can learn more about their story. And it turns from not only helping them with their health, but kind of making a connection with a new friend. And most people who know me, they're like, "Oh, Angie, you make friends with trees. You make friends like this. It's so easy for you." And that is true because it's like kind of at work. I have to put on this role. I have to put on this hat where I'm acting a little bit. But in new situations, and most people don't know this about me, in new situations, I'm very shy. I'm very reserved inside. The outside might not be telling that story because I'm pretty good at acting. But being at work is kind of like being in my element, where it's kind of easy to open up about and make those connections with people because they've come to me for help, but it turns into this big learning experience for the both of us. I learn from them, they learn from me, and I've learned a lot of things from different people who sat in that chair that come there to just get their dental treatment needs. But it's it's like it's nice. I like it. I like the connections that are made.
Yeah, I don't think, well, I'll just say for myself, I never thought about that kind of connection with, someone who's working in my mouth as a dental hygienist. But I'm thinking that wouldn't have been my first thought, but I do think about the conversations that I've had with our dental hygienists. And I think about the recipes that I've gotten and
Mm-hmm.
exchanged and how they always ask about the kids and they always ask about I always ask about Kevin, how Kevin is doing, how you and Paxton are doing, and I always, want to see the pictures. So I guess I never really thought about it as a
You
relationship,
kind of
but it is
become
a relationship.
like you become friends and kind of become family because some of these people
Yeah,
you'll see for the rest of your life, like for the rest of their life, you'll see them grow. So it's
yeah.
actually really cool.
That is so neat. How do you make it all work? How do you keep the balance in life? Because you're doing that, you're working. Um, you know, Paxton is still young. She's not taking
Mhm.
care of herself.
Yeah,
Not
you
just
don't
yet.
have to tell her that.
She probably thinks she can,
Yeah.
but at 4, she can't quite take care of herself just yet. So how do you what are some of those things that you do to help maintain balance?
Um, Honestly, having conversations with my family, talking to my parents, talking to Kevin, having conversations with Pax, um, seeing how I'm doing. Because to be quite honest, balance to me, as far as life and seasons I'm going through, is something I'm constantly working on. I never feel like I am completely in balance.
Okay.
It's like because I know it's in certain points in certain areas of my life. There's certain parts that I'm always giving a little bit more to and a little bit less to, and that changes. That can change every day. That can change every week. That can change with what I'm motivated to get done, what I'm not motivated to get done. And I think it's important to be okay with that.
Mhm.
And because one of my biggest things is beating myself up really bad, like I'm not giving my all to this, I'm not giving my all to that, whether
Right.
it's as a mother, as a professional in marriage and this, and then you start to harp on yourself, and you got to cut yourself some slack. The body is there's different compositions with the body. Like you're 50%
Yeah.
muscle, you're 15% fat, 12% essential fat. No, it's different percentages, but it makes up this whole complete thing. And that's how I'm trying to look at balance. You give a little here, give a little bit more here at different times and different seasons to kind of put together what's more balanced for me at that time, and checking in with the people I love to see if they're okay with it, and if we're on good standings with certain things. And that's an important thing too. Check in with people and see if you guys are doing okay and if they're okay. And
That I love that advice. I love that idea of balance because you're it's dynamic balance, right? It's not like
yeah.
okay, it's got to be this exact proportion of these
Hmm.
different parts of my life at all time. It's not static. It's dynamic. It's moving, and so it could depend on how you woke up that morning.
Yeah.
It depends on
Because
what the pressing need is, right? Because you could have planned that, oh, we're going to spend a whole lot of time outside, and you look up and it's unexpected rain showers.
hmm
Not just a light rain that you can go play around in, but a nice heavy rain. And you don't want to be, caught up in something like that. So I think that's really healthy to think about what is balance. Is making sure you have these things in proportion, and then even asking, not just asking yourself, but asking people who are close to you, yeah, how am I doing?
hmm
And um, what am I off balance? Am I doing too much of one thing or another? That's something um, Daryl and I have a practice that we have had for these 36 years of being married, is that we will often ask each other, you know, are you okay? And are we okay?
hmm
Because it's um, because they could be okay, but we might not be
Be
okay
okay.
from their perspective, right? So because it
hmm
could be, because I can start working on a project and get lost in the project, and he's like, I thought we were gonna do something. It's like, wait, I gotta get this done. And then, okay, that's good for today. And then the next day, oh, wait, I gotta do something. Okay.
hmm
Right. Then wait. And then you find out, it's been almost a month before you
Before
had
you
dinner
look up.
together, a real dinner together, right? Not just
Mhm.
kind of a grab and go or running off, but just having some time together to just really talk about what, things that are going on in life. So I that resonates with me about just checking in with other people and saying, yeah, how are we doing? How is this relationship, right? And you could do that with friendships, with your
Mhm.
kids, with your parents, with people who are close to you, with your siblings, just saying, yeah, how are we doing? What does this relationship look like to you? Because this is what it looks like to me. And it could be looking great. It doesn't have to
Mhm.
always be just when something feels a little off. It's nice to hear, oh, everything is fine. It's like, whew, okay. Everything is,
Yeah.
glad that everything is fine. So that is really cool. Well, I can imagine that as you're working to maintain balance, that there are some times when you're just a little off balance.
Yeah.
Uh, and so when you're off balance, what are some of those ways um, that you refill yourself? What are some of those ways that help you get back to a sense of, okay, I'm filling back up?
Hmm. So some of the ways when I'm feeling off balance, do I refill myself back up?
Or if you're feeling like you're just running low on energy, or you're just running low on, you're just not your best self, right? Because we have this idea of, okay, what makes us our best self? And when it feels like, yeah, something is missing. I'm running low on something. I'm running low on light. I'm running low on energy. I'm running low on patience. Running low on self-love. I'm just
Hmm.
running low. I just don't have that kind of spark that I would want to have. So what do you do in those kinds of situations? Because you got a lot going on. So much going on. And
Well,
unless you're the Energizer Bunny that always just keeps going and going and going, then there's some points where, yeah, it's just running a little bit low. So what are some of those things that you do to help you fill back up?
I truly have to um, kind of zone out because sometimes I just need my time to be by myself too. And whether that's staying in bed a little bit longer, because once I get a comfy spot, I am in that comfy spot for a long time and I'm there to stay. Um, but pretty much taking care of myself, whether it's eating better, actually taking the time to not only work out, but heal my body afterwards, doing
Mhm.
stretching, doing some form of yoga. Kevin is really big into yoga and meditation, and he's been big into yoga and meditation since we first met. And I'm just catching on to yoga and meditation. And he's one that, if he's going to do something, he's going to get all the resources that he needs to fulfill this purpose of what he's trying to do, which is beneficial to me because he's had all this stuff in place and it's just sitting here waiting for me to take advantage of. So as I'm learning more to take care of myself and take better care of myself, I have these tools already here readily available to me. So
Mhm.
trying to practice a little bit more yoga, taking better care of my body, doing foam rolling, doing rolling out with balls, getting my muscles feeling good, taking more time, and being present while I'm taking a shower or, just kind of being in that moment instead of trying to rush through it. Because a lot of the times with life, we just try to rush through things, and a shower, a nice bath, taking some time to just kind of zone out and be in that moment and really enjoy the time that you're in there. Enjoy the time that is supposed to be a relaxing sensation coming over you, especially with taking a bath. Like I said, eating well, eating better meals and not just junk. Because I feel a lot better when I eat a lot better. I listen to. I've been listening to a lot with Stephen Furtick and Elevation Church,
Okay.
and I really like listening to a couple of his sermons, studying the Bible, listening to different types of podcasts, which are more inspirational.
What's your
Uh,
favorite right now? What's one of the podcasts that you're listening to?
Oprah, Super Soul Sundays. Different peoples from different walks of life telling their stories and their takes on spirituality and wellness
Oh,
and all this
nice.
other stuff.
Oh,
Preach
that's
with
cool.
Sista. That's one too. things that bring a little bit, like you say, even the message behind this, bringing more light into people's life, bringing more wellness, bringing more awareness to have these things in your life, because these are the things that are really going to put you on a path to feeling your best, to trying to do your best, to try to take care of yourself and handle what you have going on in your life, instead of, drowning it out, binging Netflix and all that. And that's not bad, but there's
Every
other
once in a
things.
while, every once in a while, it's nice to do a binge on something.
Oh, it
My
is.
binge, my last binge was Godzilla movies.
Twilight Zone. I'm a Twilight Zone marathon person, so I'll binge out on that.
Just every once in a while, just kind of just binge out on something that just makes no sense at all.
Yeah. And it's all about balance too, balancing
Yeah,
all that stuff out.
yeah. So, you have learned a lot, from the people who come to see you as a dental hygienist. You've learned a lot from family and friends. With all this wisdom that you have gained, if you could go back in time and you could talk to your 20-year-old self, what would you tell her?
Get more involved in things you actually like to do. Don't be too scared to do it. Stop procrastinating with certain things. I used to procrastinate a lot with getting things done. I mean, I know the value of hard work. My parents instilled that in me. I know what hard work looks like. I know what it takes. But a lot of the times I would procrastinate, and it'd be to the point, my dad is a talker. And a lot of the times, even when I first, got out of college and graduated, I didn't initially get a job. And he's like, hey, hit the pavement, start running, start going. What are you waiting for? Get the ball rolling. And it kind of takes that a little for me to do it, but it's like, I shouldn't have needed that. It's nice. Like I grew up knowing to do these things. So, stop procrastinating and get more involved. Stop being so shy. Don't be afraid to, try things and fail, and, try things you might succeed.
Oh, that is cool. I think that fear of failure and that fear that we might not recover from that failure, or what will people think if I failed at something, and stops us from doing a lot of things. I
Yeah.
think perhaps that's something I would tell my 20-year-old self too, is don't be afraid to fail. Just go out and try it. And if
Yeah.
someone doesn't like it, oh
Oh,
well,
well. Oh,
you learned
well.
something. It's a lesson learned. You pick yourself up and you just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep going. I like that. Just to get out and, stop procrastinating, do something, try it. You never know. You might like it. You might be good at it. It's something different, but it just fills you out as a person. So I really like that advice. Are there people in your life that you see yourself pouring into, or mentoring or helping out or talking to, in addition to your patients?
Um, when I do get a chance to talk to my nieces and nephews, I try to give them good advice.
Okay.
People I just come across, my daughter, Lord, we all pray we're doing the right thing there with raising kids. And, we have a lot of conversations with her, just trying to, oh man, trying to develop this kid or help her in her development. She's teaching us a lot too. She's teaching me a lot of things I just didn't know about myself. So with me trying to pour into her, she's pouring a lot into me.
Mm.
So
Kids
I'd
will
like to
do that.
eventually. Hmm?
I said kids will do that, especially young kids,
Yeah.
right? Because they just do that.
And I'd like to eventually do, I think I would like to do some mission work,
Okay.
whether it be at work or just different type of mission work, helping people. And I would like to do some mentoring. I'd like to eventually teach, or we have a different kind of dental hygiene conventions. One of the big ones is RDH Under One Roof, and all these wonderful people, men and women, because there's men hygienists too, come together, and you get to meet all these people and you get to talk to them. And a lot of the presentations are really, really, really awesome and inspiring. So I think that's something I would like to do too.
Okay. Well, I'll be looking for you. I'll be looking for the stories you tell from the first time that you are teaching at one of these conventions, and I'm going to be believing with you that you're going to be at one of those big conventions,
Thank
in front of people, sharing your story, giving advice, and talking about new practices and how to build relationships with your clients. So that is that is just awesome because you
you.
are awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, well, Angie, this has been so fun having this conversation with you, and I want to thank you so much for for just sharing life, with us about trying to maintain balance. And really, I'm going to remember that, the balance is dynamic and
Hmm.
that it shifts depending on what's going on in your life and even the season and the time of your life, right? How life is balanced out now looks different for you now with a 4-year-old than it will look for you when you have a 24-year-old.
Oh,
And believe me, that day will get here sooner than
sooner than I think. Yeah.
sooner than you think. But I want to thank you so much for being a part of Refill with Preach Sister.
Thank you for
And
having
yeah, of course,
me.
we'll have you back sometime. And for our listeners, just want to remind you as we get ready to close out that there's multiple ways that you can connect with us at Preach Sister. Of course, you can reach us on Facebook. You can reach us on YouTube. We have a newsletter. If you have not signed up for the newsletter, go to our Facebook page, find the latest edition, click on it, and then there's a link in there so that you can subscribe to the newsletter. It comes out every week, usually on a Friday morning. And in that, we talk about some things that are coming up. I usually have some kind of short reflections. We're on Instagram at the official Preach Sister and YouTube also at official Preach Sister. So just look for us, join us on, and stay connected. And as you are, you know, thinking about what are some other ways that perhaps I can refill myself. If you're looking for a little bit of guidance about how to set some goals for yourself, we have a new ebook, well, new this month. It's called This Time Next Year. We launched it in early January on January 1, but you could actually pick it up and start at any time. If you go to our website, you'll be able to download the ebook, but it's all about how to actualize the results that you want, how to adopt intentions, specify goals, and establish daily habits so that you have those regular practices to help you be more of the person that you want to be. And then, of course, we have our Women of the Word Bible study, otherwise known as WOW. Our next session is on January 22nd, and I wanted to mention that because our Bible studies are usually on the first and third Friday of the month, but just for this month only, it's the second and fourth Friday of the month because the first Friday was January 2nd and nobody wanted to participate on that day. So we had it at a different time, or January 1, not January 2nd. So we changed that date. So as you continue on through this week and until we meet again, we just encourage you to think of those things that help you to refill. The things that we suggest and what I practice myself is living joyfully, centering routinely, hydrating fully, eating mindfully, exercising consistently, resting frequently, and connecting intentionally. We hope that you will find practices that resonate with you and that you will strive to practice them on a daily basis. And as you do, you will be restoring light and energy to yourself so that you will not only have your own spiritual and emotional tanks full, but you'll get to the point of overflowing so that you will have enough to share light and energy with other people. I'm Michelle Lloyd Page for Refill with Preach Sister. Thank you for being with us. Get your next refill on February 6th, 2021. And thank you again, Angie, for being with us. I look forward to our next conversation.